put a lot of this, then you don't want to eat it.
Yeah.
So we have to put a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Cumin?
I get what is cumin?
Yeah, smell it. Smell it. Wow. Let's put 3 of this.
Whoa, why 3?
Because this gives a lot of
Taste.
Morocco is the place where I born, where I open my eyes, where I open my eyes.
When Ibrahim attempted to cut Ishmael's throat, he was astonished to see that Ishmael was unharmed. Instead, he found a dead ram which had been slaughtered. Ibrahim had passed God's test. He had shown that his love for God superseded all others, that he would lay down his own life or the lives of those dearest to him in submission to God's command. Muslims commemorate this ultimate act of sacrifice every year during Eid al-Adha, or as Hanan calls it, the Fiesta del Cordero. It's the Fiesta del Cordero today, which is one of the highlights of the calendar here. It's a massive feast, the whole family get together. I'm here with Fatima, whom we've met and works incredibly hard. We've already established that, and she's making the butter for some of the food that we'll be having tonight. I'm expecting Kevin to arrive any minute with a sheep. Now, I'm actually quite anxious about it. I've never been present when an animal has been killed. I eat meat, I eat chicken, you know, I love my food, I think you've seen that. But I am a little bit of an animal lover, and I suppose that we have a very sanitized version back home. We don't actually see an animal being killed in front of us. We don't actually go and choose it, you know. I want that sheep, and that's the one I want to eat. We buy it from the butchers. So, I'm a little bit nervous about it. I'm going to be present throughout, I hope. And the roles are very distinguished at the Fiesta del Cordero. You know, the men are doing all the manly things. They're doing the killing. They're doing the removal of the skin and the butchering up of the meat, whilst the women are sort of like satellites around them. They're bringing them the basins. So the women are sort of working around the men, and they start removing all the intestines, and they start cooking. They start cooking pretty much instantly. So it's a long day. It's not you won't have music and dancing as you might expect in some other feasts. It's a day which is all about the lamb, all about the family, obviously the religious connotations, but it's a big day about food. Oh yeah, it's forming at the top. Can you see in? She's added some cold water, and that seems to be releasing the butter. And now it's all rising up to the top, and she's skimming it from the surface. And we're going to start collecting it and bringing it out. There's quite a lot of it, actually, a lot more than I thought. It looks fantastic, doesn't it? And you can't get fresher than that. But just to put things into perspective, she's spent about 20 minutes beating the milk to get that little blob of butter. Eid el-Kabir, which is the Feast of the Lamb, is the biggest religious festival here. The whole family get together, They each family, so if the family's all over Morocco, all over Europe, they all come and meet in someone's house, and there has to be a lamb or a sheep killed per family unit. Not quite sure how I feel about it, to be honest. I don't think I've never seen an animal being killed before. I've never, its head is now sitting at our feet. I shouldn't have looked in its eyes. They tell you never to look in an animal's eyes when it's being killed, and you did, and you could see that it was suffering. And it was here, in Kevin's campo for a while before we actually decided, before it was killed. I suppose it's brutal, it's savage, but that's what it is, that's what we're doing. When we eat meat, we're killing an animal. And at least this sheep has been living here in countryside, and it's had a good life. They've just inflated the skin, basically. They've inserted like a pipe.
Yeah, on the back leg, there's a little hole. It blows, it inflates the skin, and now what he's preparing to, on this joint of the back leg, we're going to snap it, and that will help us to hang the actual lamb. And then it will facilitate the actual position for the skinning and the cleaning of the inside. And
okay. Funny how you can desensitize so quickly. I'm actually finding this a fascinating experience. I'm not squeamish at all. This guy is an artist. There is artistry in what he's doing. He's skinning the beast, and it's coming off in one clean swoop. And then it's just fascinating, I didn't expect the fur and his coat and the blubber to be so thick.